Let's talk about short-term versus long-term real estate investing. So what is short-term investing? The two methods you've probably heard are flipping, which is the process of buying a distressed home, renovating it, and then selling that home for a profit, and wholesaling, which is the process of entering into a contract to buy a home and immediately transferring that contract to another, usually cash buyer at a higher price. And what about long-term investing? Referred to as buy and hold, buy and rent and hold. It's basically the process of purchasing a home or portfolio of homes and leasing them for years to come while collecting rent. So what are the pros and cons and which one's right for you? Let's start with short term. Pros. It's short term. It's quick. You're planning to turn your profit around in a matter of weeks or months, depending on the scenario. Next, those returns can be sizable, especially in a rapidly appreciating market. And finally, you've got a relatively fixed pool of skill sets and vendors you're likely to need to draw upon. Less people involved means less expense and less headaches. And how about the cons? Small miscalculations or oversights in the world of flipping can lead to big losses. Think unforeseen repairs, additional holding costs, etc. And for wholesaling, not securing a buyer to take over your contract in a timely method can really lead to losing your earnest deposit very quickly. Next, you've got to have an ongoing source for these properties. These scenarios become way less profitable if you're paying retail price for these homes. So having the inside track for distressed or underpriced homes on an ongoing basis is really key. And don't forget about taxes. Quickly turning a profit is great, but it typically means giving up a big chunk of those profits in taxes. So what about long term? So let's start with the pros. Time is your friend with long-term investing. If you purchase and the market turns down, rents go down, resale prices drop, you can probably beat that downturn with nothing more than time. Prices will come back up eventually. And what you give up in quick profit, you gain in steady cash flow. We're talking about smaller numbers, but over a much longer term, 5, 10, 20 years maybe, and then possible tax shelter. So the point is to make money for sure. But if you're fortunate enough to have that top line number be a little higher than you'd like, you may have an opportunity to reduce that number via a well-timed big ticket item like AC or roof. Ultimately, you can double your opportunity with long-term. Buy and hold, you've got the regular rent coming in, which is great, but you're also sitting on an appreciating asset. Even with peaks and valleys, you're unlikely to lose money if you give it enough time. And the cons for long-term. These things take time. If you're looking to make money on day one, this is not your method. You will need a larger network. You're going to be buying something that's probably going to need work. You'll need to acquire it. You'll need to fix it, renovate it, get it leased, and then have it managed. If you don't have the right team, it can get super complicated fast. And ultimately, when you're a long-term investment holder, you are now dealing with the ongoing saga of people's lives. That means that you are now in a direct position to care about how the economy, schools, workplaces, and more are faring in the specific area where you've got your investment. And there you have it. The 2-ish minute overview of short-term versus long-term real estate investment. Which one's right for you? Give us a call. Find out.